Pick up my bags, I'll be free at last. Don't wanna hear another word from my bum ass past. I graduate to know what's fate and what's a fantasy line. I done walked the wrong path maybe a couple of times. Stepping through, I hope to see windows and green leaves. Freedom of speech, sunshine, rhythm up under my feet. Is it a dream? I check the clock for times like this. People around you can't understand what it means to exist. So make a dollar, be a god, crown yourself, be a martyr, dream big, be a father, word up. I see my time around the world before I'm giving it up. I see myself living for me instead of living for her. That's rare. Two worlds niggas can never compare. Giving time to a world that'll never be there. So get your weight up, press, hit the gym so it's enough to hold your head up. Rest enough to see yourself inside a dream. Make a dollar, be a god, crown yourself, be a martyr, dream big, be a father, word up. And get your weight up, press, hit the gym so it's enough to hold your head up. Rest enough to see yourself inside a dream. Make a dollar, be a god, crown yourself, be a martyr, dream big, be a father, word up. And get your weight up, press, hit the gym so it's enough to hold your head up. Rest enough to see yourself inside a dream.
So we appreciate everybody for rocking with us, man. You know what it is, bedtime stories. We got a lot to get to. We got this guy, he claiming that the world's supposed to end today or tomorrow. I'm not quite sure. You never can be too sure. But we're gonna get into it. You know what it is, bedtime stories. You rocking out. Let's get it.
Keep your head up. Gotta chase your dreams out the paper. Over time things change. So much bloodshed, it's a shame. Don't know what the future holds. Humble, I'll remain. Don't replace fear where trust should be. Right here, shouldn't know what your left think. Don't compare the size, focus on your team. Can't be myself, won't be anything. Grant me peace, I've been patient. Trying to find solutions without foundation. One life, bet not waste it. Gotta adjust with the times, be adjacent. What's fair, not equal. And life, notice you get no sequel. Sometimes my soul feel conflicted, but I keep my head up, prevent from getting wet up. And times things get better, till then Glock and sweater. I wake up,
make a dollar, be a god, crown yourself, be a martyr, dream big, be a father, word up. And get your weight up, press, hit the gym so it's enough to hold your head up. Rest enough to see yourself inside a dream. Make a dollar, be a god, crown yourself, be a martyr, dream big, be a father, word up. And get your weight up, press, hit the gym so it's enough to hold your head up. Rest enough to see yourself inside a dream.
All right, welcome. Let's go ahead and get started, man. So we have a lot to get to. Truth bomb. We have a lot to get to. And one of the main things that I want to say, hang on, man. Hang on. One of the things that I want to get across in this live is please don't believe everything you see, and more than likely none of what you hear. There's a saying that goes around, believe half of what you see, none of what you hear. So as we get started, please like, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel. Beyond the Book, of course, is the primary channel. Please, bedtime stories, the spinoff. You know how we rocking. We're gonna keep rocking as always. So please hit the notification bell. All right, so that you do not miss any of our content. One thing that I want to show everybody right now is that for people who believe, no matter what religion you're a part of, I'm not judging if you're a part of a cult, whatever else. We don't judge here, but we do want to know if things are happening or not. So I'm going to read this story. That's where we will start. Okay. So I want to read this story right here. All right. It says, let me just zoom in for the people. All right. It says here, let me make sure I'm straight. So, as you can see, this guy is praying. I'm not sure who he's praying to. Okay, prepare for the worst. The world will end by Wednesday at the latest, according to a preacher whose prediction has swept the globe. The world is going to end by tomorrow, preacher claims. Okay? By tomorrow. That's a rapture. Now, this preacher I believe it's yes, South African preacher. So let's look at it. Prepare for the worst. The world will end by Wednesday at the latest, according to a preacher whose prediction has swept the globe. Joshua, I can't pronounce his last name, so I'm not even going to try. A South African pastor claimed Jesus came to him in a series of dreams and gave him signs based on the soccer tournament, pointing to the world ending by Tuesday, September 23rd. Tuesday, September 23rd, United States Central Standard Time. If you're in Chicago, that's tonight. That's today, September 23rd. Or Wednesday, September 24th. We got an extra 24 hours. We'll see what happens. The prediction, one in a long line of dates for the rapture, which have so far failed to materialize, languished on a YouTube channel for months, but with only hours to go, became a viral phenomenon. All right, so this is a South African pastor. Joshua predictions began at Rapture Talk. Okay, trend. So apparently what's happening right now, people are on TikTok claiming that, you know, hey, the world is gonna end, or, you know, they're making a video, they're making videos about it. Not only that, they're joking about it. So, hey, the world is gonna end. What you need, I can already see it now. You know, people got you know, a couple loaves of bread. People got they Burberry shoes or whatever. You know, some people may be holding some cologne. You know, yeah. You know, if the world gonna end, I gotta smell good. If I'm going down that route, you know, put on my favorite suit. I wouldn't have been caught dead in that suit Dame Dash had on for the Breakfast Club in my casket, but that's another story. Okay, we're gonna get to that. So he says here, Jesus said there will be no World Cup 2026. Because life on earth will not be business as usual for those who are left behind, the pastor said about one of his visions in an interview. The pastor then explained that he had to research when the next soccer World Cup would take place and discovered that it would be held in the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. He did a little research. He did a little work. The pastor's main vision gave him the almost precise dates. This time, he claims he was awake and that Jesus told him on the 23rd and 24th of September 2025, I will come to take my church. He, meaning Jesus, used the word Exodus, but he was also talking about the rapture. I'm sorry, but he was talking about the rapture. Okay, pastor. The rapture is a position held by some Christians that, whom are believers, will be, this article is written in a weird way. That believers will be snatched away by God. If somebody's snatching me, I'm not sure if I feel good about that. You know, having your head snatched, anybody snatching you up. Meet the Lord in the air. Non-believers will be left behind to face tribulation and God's judgment on earth. The word rapture does not appear in the Bible and was popularized by 19th century British preacher John Nelson Darby. Okay, a recent survey found 63% of America's evangelical Christians believe we are living in the end times. Oh boy. So for those of you who do not know,
trust no one.
They've said this how many times, man? People who are quote unquote living in the end of days have given us dates prior to now. If you've been living under a rock, if you've been in your church and have not, lived at least 20 years, at least I would say, and have done some research, when people throw out things like religion, the Bible, I actually do my research and I actually figure it out, not only on a academic level, right? Or a scholarly level, but also when it comes to just life and experience. Life is the best teacher. No matter who's reading out of a book and giving you their own prognosis of what the book says. So hear me out. No matter what religion you're from, that's your business. And whoever you celebrate, whatever doctrines and values you hold, that's your business. But plenty of people have died behind false narratives and also false, like this guy here, Josh, was saying, hey, get ready. You got people have sold assets. People have literally killed themselves. And I'll put one group out there because I'm being around the bush right now. Jehovah's Witnesses. Jehovah's Witnesses said that the world was going to end multiple times. Look it up. The Watchtower. See, I read a whole lot, knowledge is a gift and a curse. They said the world was going to end plenty of times. How can you follow that? How can you have trust in that when by definition of what you believe in, I'm talking about by definition of what you believe in, it has steered you wrong. One user claimed on TikTok they had sold their car. Now, this is all, anecdotal, right? So this is not factual, but this is what is going on, right? People saying they're leaving their lives behind, leaving Bibles for their people. This is South Africa. If anybody knows about Africa, Africa has been tarnished and swept along by Christianity. People on the outskirts of, let's say, Western civilization don't understand this. They think that Christianity, number one, Christianity started in Africa and swept out. This is before any of the Catholic churches came into, extreme power in the Americas. Christianity, the earliest parts of Christianity are they started in Africa. So when you see guys like this, you see a guy like this, man, and you just think he's lying. Whatever he's talking about right now, there's no truth to it. South African pastor Joshua. Now, I always say this. Ironically, Josh isn't on the stream right now. I always say this. The sun will come up tomorrow. How can you believe in the God that they serve and if they quote unquote telling people lies? Now I want to say something. I want to say something real quick. And I don't want to be on this screen to do it. Okay? So, because of course I took notes, right? Harold Camping, 2011, predicted May 21st, rapture. Followers sold homes and assets. This is historical data I'm giving you right now. Historical data. 2011, Harold Camping predicted May 21st, there was a rapture. Followers literally sold their homes and assets. 1844, it happened again. So belongings ahead of the great disappointment. Jehovah's Witnesses, I told you about that. Day predictions led to disrupted lives. Pattern. See, when people are in turmoil, which they are now, people are in scarce situations and also involved in things that don't make sense, like the standing presidency. And you have people who are a part of it. They typically right now just don't know what to do. They don't know who to lean on. They're looking for certain aspects in higher powers and guidance and faith, which is fine. Unbeknownst to them, like at the end of the day, all of this is foolery. In the Bible, there's a scripture I want to give y'all. Okay. Give me a second. There's a scripture I want to give y'all because I want this to be clear to people who just don't understand and who are, and to be honest, people who are like looking for some sort of relief when it comes to the foolery, man. When it comes to the foolery. So it says here, I believe this is Matthew. Okay. Oh, and by the way, here are a few points. Risk and caveats. So misinformation, number one, spiritual manipulation, we get that. People selling off their homes, we get that. Failed predictions often caused by disillusionment and also a faith crisis. People not having enough or anything at all to actually believe in, right? It's tough. So hang on. What I want to do is I want to pull this up so that we can actually see what's going on. All right. And before I get to Dame Dash, okay, I want to take my time and pull up the scripture. All right. Not know. I thought I had it in my notes, not know when the world ends. So Bible scripture that says, here we go, Matthew. I said Matthew. I don't even rock with a lot of this stuff, but I gotta be well up on my game, man. So it says this scripture you're looking for is found Matthew 24, chapter 24, verse 36, and Mark chapter 13, verse 32. It says, this is Matthew 24, verse 36. But about that day or hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. See, but we got clowns around here telling you that they heard from God. Nigga, unless you an angel, man, unless you flew down from the heavens, you wouldn't know. And it says, guess what? Not even the angels, doc. So how you get that information? Who coming into your dreams? Must be. Look, man. Some of you Negroes make me mad, man. Mark chapter 13, verse 32. But about that day or hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven. Okay, I wanna look at. So that's Matthew. Matthew and Mark pretty much say the same thing, but I want to go to Mark. Hang on. But about the day, this verse states that Jesus in his plain form, okay, because they like to play semantics, all right, did not know the exact day or hour of his return. This is a key point, right? So, in which Jesus used to teach about the end times and to call his followers to be watchful and ready. So it just says to be ready, man. Ain't nobody giving you dates, man. Ain't nobody coming in your dreams writing nothing down, man. But that's what they do. Not all preachers, some. Right? The Bible has a lot of contradictions in it. It also says, hey, how can you hear without a preacher? We all know how a lot of things are used to people's advantage when they want power, especially when they're trying to invoke you. That's surface level BS. But at the end of the day, all of these people who are looking for power, looking for ways to, implement their own agenda and seem bigger than the next person. Look, man, hey, if my advice to you, believe in yourself, have faith in a higher power, and let the chips fall where they may, man. Do not listen to no Negro talking about he understand how the stars gonna come down and the earth gonna shift and how many planets gonna be in front of you at daylight on September 24th at 6 p.m. if they got here the same way you did. Period. When it comes to the black community, there's been too much BS, man. Every single time I go to... Here's the thing. I'm going to say this and I'm leaving it alone so I can get to Dame Dash. If you got people who believe... Let me go back to this. If you got people who believe that at the end of the day, there is something that they know that you will never know based off God telling them and entering a dream, tell them to wake up. Tell them to wake up, man. It don't happen like that. I'm just keeping it a buck. You want me to keep it? You want me to keep it a being with you or lie to you? You got guys like this. They daughters don't respect. They got sons that don't respect them. They got brothers that don't respect them. I'm being 100 with you. Wives that they disrespect. So plenty of people come to the West Side, and I mean the inner city. When I say the city, I'm from the city. I'm not talking about Bucktown, man. I'm not talking. That's not the city. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay. I'm talking about Austin area. I'm talking about L-Town. I'm talking about Jackson and Central Park. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Forest Park. I'm not talking about Oak Park. I've been in the city and have been in and out the city for 31 years. I would say up to the ages of 10, 11. So, in which I really understood and knew what was going on and where. So I would say from 10 to 31, so that's about 21 years. Most of the West Side has been the exact same. It has looked the exact same. And what I'm saying is this: how many times will you be tricked? How many times will you be led to believe that it's exactly what you want it to be? I'm sorry, how many times will you believe that these people are trying their best to give you exactly what you want it to be, exactly what you're looking for? Plenty of churches still, corner stores on every block still. You can't find many areas where it does not look deserted. How many? It's been 21 years, bro. Wake up. They're not looking to fund these communities. They looking to fund these churches, though, to tell us that, hey, man, get yourself together. Don't worry about what's going on. Today is your last day here. That's what dude said. Today is the last day here. You got today and tomorrow. That's about it. So this is the foolery, man. This is the foolery. So let's get to Dame, man. Let's get to Dame Dash. What I want to do is I want to actually pull up Dame's interview, and I'm going to dissect the interview as it goes. Now, as we watch Dame Dash, let me see, Dame Dash Breakfast Club interview. One thing I will say, Charlemagne did a great job, I would say. He did a great job of challenging Dame Dash on his foolery. You know? So
what is it that makes an
we gonna take it there. And I want to take a look at it. For those of people who, jump in, please like, comment, subscribe. We're going to be talking about a lot of important things. But this interview is one of them. Now, in the beginning of the interview, he says, Dame Dash, he says, hey, you know what? I want to just have a verbal 101. Give me the verbal fair one. Charlemagne said, okay, let's do it. So let's check out this interview.
Face to face.
Bro, hang on. So I don't want to get copyright. I don't want to get copyright. I want to have this over it. See. That's a lie. So Dame Dash, this is the first lie that Dame Dash had going on. So Dame Dash, you lied, my brother. And I hate doing this to black men because I know how hard it is, but this is more so an education moment. As you come in, please, like the video, comment, please. It doesn't cost you a thing. Just, like the video, share the video. But a lot of people, we need this, man. We need this for our own. Now, Dame Dash has been a mogul. He's been someone who he's been influential. He's provided tons of information and opportunities to people like Cameron, putting them in, certain movies. He gave, I forget the guy's name, but he's a director. He gave him $2 million. He walked up on him in church as well. Dame Dash has done a lot for other people. He's put people on. Memphis Bleak, state property guy, Benny Siegel, Hove, of course, Jay-Z, right? But Dame Dash has lost his mind. Now, it can happen to anybody. So the lie that I'm telling you about is when he says he never had this amount of money. Dame Dash is in IRS trouble. Okay, he owes the IRS about $19.6 million, I believe. 19.8. Now, he says he never made that much money. Dame, the IRS only wants money that you report. Based off of the money that you were making, your cash flow, I'm talking about the money that you reported, Dame Dash. You haven't paid taxes on that. Now, what we're going to get to, which I already know the facts, but I'll just give you the facts. I hate when people ramble on. Dame Dash tried to move money around. He committed fraud. That's what happened. In order to stop paying people, there were some allegedly, some judgments given. I want to say allegedly, but there were factually some judgments given. Dame Dash was supposed to pay. He decided not to. The IRS, the judgments, the legal court system, they come after that money. He moves it around into this group that he calls the Dash family group, the Dash group, and not his name because they sue him, right? We all understand this. Dame, you played with people not only inside of the legal system, but also the IRS, which we know we don't play with the IRS. They're going to get that money some way, somehow. Okay? Just because he don't know the answer does not mean there's anything with not knowing the answer. See, Dame Dash sounds smart to people who are broke. I've seen this interview in full, but just because he don't know the answer don't mean he's supposed to know the answer. These are black people tricks, you know, the guys who have the gift of gab, no competence, but all the confidence. This is the BS they pull. So once we get around that, we could actually figure out the actual facts about what's going on with anybody. Don't feel bad about not knowing something. Because if you don't know it, that's all it doesn't mean that you're wrong, that your position is wrong. It just means you don't know it. His ass don't know either. Talking about why would he be the first? I don't know, nigga. Why would you be the first? They asking for it. Dang. So Dame, they put liens on your assets because you were not paying on them, because you were giving notices to pay back whatever you're doing, whether that's loans, you know, not your revolving credit, which I'm pretty sure are, you know, the credit cards, but credit cards too. They'll find out what you owe and they'll put liens on your actual assets. The same thing that happened with Umar Johnson. So I'm not calling Umar Johnson Dr. Umar Johnson anymore, because every single time somebody asked him for his paperwork for his doctorate, he never showed them. I got my degrees in the back. So once I cover mine, you'll see it in the back. I'll pull up my dissertation for you. I have no clue what some of these niggas doing. But this is for education, and we want to actually build people up and help move the community forward. So Dame filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy, September 2025, right? So he has $25.3 million in debt, only $4,350 in assets. Now, this is what he reported, okay? For those of people who are like glossing over that, okay? That's not to be glossed over. If he has $25.3 million in debt, he's only reporting $4,350 in assets. The house that he's living in, he's not considering it an asset. Now, most people would. He's trying to get the cheaper, whatever he's trying to do with Chapter 7, trying to show them that he ain't got no money. Cool. Owes $19.8 million. Now, I'm going to show you why him reporting $4,350 in assets, that's probably what he has in his bank account. His house is worth something. He may owe something on it, but his house is worth something. If you have $25.3 million in debt, okay, that means whether it's through credit cards, whether it's through owing money on a house, whether you have properties that you owe money on, you had enough money to acquire those things at one point. You had enough credit to acquire certain assets at one point. So if nothing else, this shows that Dame is bad with money, that he did not, but I mean, when it comes to budgeting, he jumped off a cliff. It shows that he is not responsible. It shows that his credit score is in the tank. So when other people just gloss over this, it's not to be glossed over. That says a lot. Owes $19.8 million in taxes to the IRS. That also says a lot. We already mentioned that. IRS looks at the money that you reported over the years. That's what they do. Owes $648,000 in unpaid domestic support. Sound like child support to me. That sound like a nigga, getting out of Dodge. And later on in this interview, he says, "Oh, I didn't go to jail for child support. I know plenty of niggas that haven't gone to jail yet because of child support. How many children you have? How much money is it each month?" You'll hear him say that I think he has like $500K in child support, something like that. Of course, you're not going to jail over $648 unpaid. So that's where your money been going. Your money been going to child support and actually spending money frivolously. Multiple judgments from defamation, copyright cases, and child support. Bad business practices. When you have copyright cases, you did not put copyrights on the issues you needed to. On the projects you're putting out, aka paid in full. This is for educational purposes only. It's not tear a black man down. But it's definitely going up on, the playlist beyond the black book, unpaid, unhidden truths, hidden truths, right? On the hidden pages playlist for sure. Dame was accused of shifting assets between companies, the Poppington LLC and the Dash Group, right? He concealed real estate, jewelry, and cash flow. So essentially, that's what Dame is doing right now. That's what he's been doing. Let's keep going.
So
Hang on. Let's get bro in here. Hold on, y'all. 1 second, man. 1 second. Let me just send this link to bro. Now, Dame Dash just said something extremely important. Dame Dash just said something extremely important, man. Send a link to bro real quick. Dame Dash just said something extremely important.
announcement. And
One more time.
about to make some major announcements. You want to hear one? I'm now the chairman of Revolt right now, and I also.
He said he's the chairman of Revolt right now. That's what he just said. And that we could trust Chat GPT, right? That's what he said. What's up, bro?
That's right, bro.
He also said that we could trust Chat GPT. So let's go to Chat GPT. Is Dame Dash the chairman of Revolt? Let's see.
I don't think he is.
He said we can trust Chat. Right? Revolt CEO, right, Mr. Samuels, has publicly denied the claim that Dash is chairman. He said there is no signed deal, no accusation path, and that at no point has Dame Dash been appointed chairman, temporarily or otherwise. Revolt also claims that quotes attributed to him, for example, in Vibe, about supporting Dash's claims are fabricated. You just had a nigga lie to you right in front of your face, plain sight. Now, this happens all the time in the hood. I'm trying to tell people. This happens all the time. I'm just here to give you the news front and center, live and uncut, man. That's what I'm here to do.
I mean, your face happens all across the world. Let's not get that misconstrued either, folks. Watch it back in good places and bad spaces as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I just have a uncanny ability to look you right in your face and act like you crazy. You know what I'm saying? At least in certain areas there, at least try to smile in your face and then, you know.
Now I'm gonna keep it a bit. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I ain't no better, I would think Dame Dash is telling the truth. Like I mean, if I don't take a second to think about it, and let him just keep talking, I would think, damn, that if I ain't no better. So
Yeah, I mean,
what's your take on this, bro? What's your take on this, Dame? Dame Dash.
man, it's not a fall from grace because when you Dame can still get on social media and put forth immaculate houses, immaculate cars. He may not have all of his fronts. His teeth may be falling out occasionally, but Dame is still a pioneer in the hip hop game. But Dame is right now, what should I say? He's reaping the benefits of the seeds that he sowed over the time of the hip hop industry and just being hard on people. Dame has always been hard to work with, not according to me, but according to his peers. He just, the way he does business, he takes it as being a boss, his own man, but others take it as being bashful, cocky, arrogant. Dame, he came out and apologized, saying that a couple of the big OGs called him, let him know that it's BS. They feel what he's doing and just making Harlem look bad, and I agree.
Wow.
I just think, you know, like I said, you reap what you sow. Sometimes you gotta get out your own way to get your success. And I think Dame has shot himself in the foot plenty of times, even when it came to with the Rock Nation, because Dame had everybody. He had Cam, he had Jay, Benny. Like his lineup was crazy. So
Yeah, and bro, you make a great point, and this is all I wanted you to bring you inside the screen real quick. Dame, what I want people to understand is there are two sides to this Dame Dash situation. This does not make Dame a bad guy per se. I can't. We're not judging his spirit or his heart. What we're judging is his actions based off of what other people are saying, his accounts, and also how he handles overall business. When it comes to Dame Dash, yes, business deals have not worked out. Yes, he did lose, what was it, Roc-A-Fella, right? He did lose out on certain things. And some people will say, well, you know what? This guy's still optimistic. He's still trying new things. He's still putting out movies. He's still doing that, doing this, right? That's the side of it. He's still working. He's putting up his own money to do things. There's this other side that says, hey, if he had better ways of dealing with people and money, if he was a little bit more frugal, if he was exhibiting some sort of standard business practices and following the book on some of these things, he would probably be in a better situation. Just financially. Not talking about, projects, because when you get to the projects, Dame Dash is a talented dude. You can see the way he talk. He's a talented dude. But when it comes to building those relationships and have them last a lifetime, this is why they say your money only takes you so far.
and it's like I don't believe I don't believe Dame is in a terrible situation. Like I don't think Dame is just falling on his face. Like I believe he still has access to a handsome amount of money. It's definitely like nowhere near 100 million like what it used to be. We probably can believe that, but I think Dame is just well off it. I just think Dame don't have any friends. It seems like, as far as just from that crowd that we see him come up with, as far as the Camerons, Jay-Z, um, who else? Memphis Bleak.
Right.
That crowd. Oh, that crowd right there.
Siegel.
That's a legendary crowd.
Yeah. There was a I'm gonna cut you off, bro. I don't want to forget this. There was a Memphis Bleak. This is a real created. Now, for those of you who don't know, State Property, Dame Dash helped Benny Siegel develop State Property. State Property was an idea from Benny Siegel, though. This is Benny's idea when it comes to State Property. State Property did well. Dame Dash took, I would say, maybe 50 million out of Benny Siegel's mouth. Go back. Benny Siegel was coming out of jail talking about Dame Dash owe me 100 mil. Why you think he was saying that? Now, he was vouching. This is why Bleak is saying this. Benny Siegel came out vouching for Dame Dash. Memphis Bleak told him, he said, hey, if my brother is Hove and he understands, you know what, you my brother, this is more than business. I'm not going to exploit you and your idea for my bag. This is what Memphis Bleak was trying to get ahead to Benny Siegel. Benny looked at him like, yo, I think you hating on me. Bleak, like, what you mean? This is what Benny was. This is the part about just arrogance, the part about ego tripping. It can, hey, pride come before a fall. You know?
Do. It always do. You know,
So,
just a piggyback, bro.
yeah.
Dame Dash should be in the Birdman position, you know. And I'm not even saying Birdman's in the best position he should be in, but he's still. I think Birdman is still viewed as a mogul, as a big time successor over Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj, things like that. Dame should be viewed just like that, but you know he's just not.
Yeah. Let's get back to the video, see what's cracking. But
Praise, baby.
of course, Dame Dash brought that up to say that he was Cameron's boss. See, ego and making another brother look bad in this instance, you know, they're going back and forth, usurps any type of validity or authenticity. It's about image right now. It's about image. Dame ain't give a damn if he was lying at this point, you know? So we have to, I'm gonna play the video, but these are the little things, bro. These are the little things that I want people just to see.
Yeah.
You know, you won't necessarily buy that $80,000 chain if you don't care about image or what other people think. If you ain't ego tripping, if you don't want your chain bigger than his. Why I'm trying to look more richer than you if we all broke, if we all can't get a house. You know what I'm saying?
Quick question too, just to kind of play, not even to play Dame's side, but
Sure.
I want to do him saying like, you know, I'm Cameron's boss. Like, I know that he trying to slide him a little bit, but as Cameron, I want to take like, you know, because at the end of the day, I played my position. I was moving up the ranks.
Right. And Cam, I don't think Cam feel no type of ways. I haven't looked at what Cam said in response, so you know, I just don't know. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, unless you know, bro, I don't think Cam feeling no ways.
Yeah, I don't think so. You know, he definitely if he would, he would have came out and, you know, dropped a bombshell or something.
Yeah. Now, I do agree with what he said right there. He said that, you know, the more I have a loan, the nicer, you know, I mean, when it comes to banks, anybody else, you know, you with a loan shark, you want to feel like, man, bro, I just feel uneasy under this. You know what I mean?
To sue, and it has a list of people. Did you read that?
She broke it down.
Right. So they can't sue me, but I can sue them now. Chris, but what?
My question is, cut him off.
I want what you think about what he said, man, when he said, hey, you know, 180 million. For the people in the, you know, who's watching, please, you know, comment, like, and let me know this question, the answer to this question, what you believe. If you have $180 million loan and you have somebody else who has no debt, who's in the worst position? Now he essentially said who's broke, right? He said broke, but I'm gonna go one up. Who's in the worst position? The guy who has no debt or the guy who has a $180 million loan? What you think, bro?
Just from a logical standpoint, of course, the person who has low debt is in a better position than the person that's in debt for 180 million because you're indebted to somebody. If something goes wrong, you still owe that money. But I don't know. I just come from where we come from. Is like, you know, if you have 180 million dollars, you still got 180 million dollars, and you can make plays and be able to make certain moves to be able to grow your money and get that money back. I mean, I'd rather have 180 million than not have it though. So
Yeah, same. I would rather have 180 million than to not.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, Dame sounds smart to people who, you know, I mean, I use this term loosely, you know, because everyone isn't dumb, but Dame sounds smart to people who are dumb. Dame Dash saying, well, who's broke or who's in the worst position? You know, or he also said when it came to houses, whose house is bigger? My house is bigger and all that other stuff. That's low level niggatry, man. Low level niggatry. Now I'm gonna say this: if you have 180 million to make your next million would not be that hard. I'm just say that. If somebody, let's ask about the loan that America got with China. How many loans do people take out for houses? How many loans do people take out for credit? It's all great if you can't fund your own life and build your quality of if you can do that, if you got a complete handout. But most people who have started with loans, or at least investors. You have to have some sort of capital to get started with whatever you're trying to do, whatever project. Me building out, me getting this mic, this light, cameras, whatever. That's an investment, man. Now, when he's talking about the loan, we understand. But at the end of the day, what type of loan is it? Is it a housing loan? Is it a business loan? With the housing loan, you could build out equity. With the business loan, you could build up the business. What kind of interest is on the loan? So I would still say if it's a $180 million loan, I'm in a better position with the person who has no debt. I could be a broke nigga in the hood with no debt, 3 degrees. The person with $180 million loan is still in a better position than me, doc. Let's just keep it a bean.
That's right.
let's just keep it a bean, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I fuck with Dame, man. This is the thing. This is going up on the Black People Beyond the Black, whatever else, Hidden Truths playlist, hidden pages. Dame I fuck with, but at the end of the day, it's niggas like this, unfortunately, that hold us back. Now, I want to get to something real quick, man. Dame was ordered to pay $4 million in defamation case, right, to Josh Weber. Copyright infringement, judgments $300K plus. Child support debt to ex-partners. This is where his money is going. Business deals going bad. Early Roc-A-Fella partnership with Jay-Z soared. Jay-Z bought him out of Roc-A-Fella in 2005. Ongoing disputes over royalties, rights, reasonable doubt. He talks about how in order for him to walk in the courtroom with his lawyer, it was upwards of like $500,000. Some crazy number.
Right.
Dash claims Jay-Z robbed him. Jay-Z side points to contracts. Now there's a video, bro, that I'll get to while you give your take on what I'm reading. There's a video of right now, Dame Dash, for all the people, please listen to me real quick. This Dame Dash that you see, we've caught him in lies. We've caught him, essentially just not being authentic, right? And could still speak well, whatever else. Imagine a younger, more arrogant Dame with money. Imagine that. Imagine that, bro. Imagine a younger Dame with tons of money and more arrogant. I'm gonna ask you this question. I'm gonna ask you this question. I'm gonna let you go, bro. How you think Jay-Z was looking at him in that time period? Think about it. Think about how that nigga was acting, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I mean, if anybody can get in a time machine, well, I have a time machine. When I say time machine, get on YouTube and just watch some of those DVDs from Roc-A-Fella and how Dame used to act and how he, busting meeting rooms and how Dame, he built up a lot of tabs, going overseas, having big old condos that he wants staying in. Dame was living a life. He had a superstar girlfriend, Aaliyah. Dame
Yeah.
was a top flight superstar that wasn't rapping back then. So he was, he was in front of the camera. Dame kind of is what, just not in the sick way. I want to put this smut on. Let me not put this smut on Dame jacket. But Dame was similar to Puffy in the videos. He got stuff going, but he just wanted to land the verse. When you that type of figure, you gotta keep going. You just can't stop. Dame came after Jay-Z. It was like he was bitter, and not saying he wasn't rightfully so because we don't know the true intricate ins and outs of the situation. But one thing is for sure, time reveals all, and in time, Dame kind of looks like probably didn't make the best decisions with everything due to the arrogance of his behavior. So you gotta take a step back and just realize sometimes, man, people people can write themselves out of history just by, trying to overly write themselves into it.
Yeah, that's a fair point, man. And when it comes to why trust may be risky when it comes to anybody, when legal and financial unreliability, opaque finances, public claims, and actual versus actual reality. Lessons from the Jay-Z fallout. Now, Jay-Z, of course, when you're looking at business deals and you hear Dame say, "Man, he ran with the white man." Yes, that is true. But think about it, Dame. You brought him in, and him understanding, yes, you brought him in, but he's seen you probably as, sporadic and risky.
Mm-hmm.
That's from what I'm looking at, bro. That's what I'm gathering. I'm not saying he should have just left you off the dry and not probably helped out, but also you started talking crazy. You started saying weird things, saying you made him. Then he started coming back at you. Hey, if you made me, make another one. All these different things, man. So
He made Hove, make another Hove.
Right, there you go. Right. So, and then lastly, just lifestyle and spending. Lists minimal assets today, despite past millions earned. Reports of high consulting fees. He was getting $83,000 a month from Kanye West. Okay. Funds allegedly shifted to dodge judgments. We talked about that. Him, moving money around to dodge out what he was supposed to be owed and overspending it in cash flow. This interview, I want to kind of get through some more of it just so y'all can see, how he acts and the things that he's been saying. I want to stop this real quick. Let's look at Dame Dash. This was 5 years ago. This
doesn't give you control.
We can't all.
It gives you no power. It just makes you look stupid. And I'm gonna ruin you as a lawyer. You'll never be a lawyer again. I bet you I'm gonna make you famous. I'm just giving you rope to hang yourself. You're gonna be in a whole nother courtroom, in a whole nother place for your frivolous lawsuits.
Any texts that we've received,
we've
produced, they're all in the Google Drive.
Probably can't read.
Bouchon, you were very aware.
The testimony.
I think I did send those texts.
Hold on 1 second. I'm speaking now. Okay. The testimony is reflected in the transcript. The accurate testimony. Okay. And to the extent that there is something that reflects that haven't been produced, we will produce that. Where you going?
You make me sick.
Where you going?
Makes me sick. I don't care about nothing. Self-preservation.
Okay.
This was 5 years ago. He loses composure. This is a legal deposition. And this is him unraveling right now. This is 5 years. This was 5 years ago. We see pretty much everything right now. He's a bit more humble now. But this is Dame on the way down. Imagine how he was when he was up, bro. Like, this is craziness. We can't sit and talk to you for 5 minutes about something that you in. We're trying to figure out what's going on with you. And you here right now. We can't get 5 minutes of your time. You calling people a culture vulture and this and that. You owe me money, nigga. What you talking about? You owe me money. I'm coming to get it because you won't answer your phone call. You won't answer my phone call. You won't answer my text. I got to get my lawyers because you MIA.
They say, oh, what the hell?
Talk about this culture. They suck. Just put let's sell this whole culture out for now.
Dang, please, just let him ask the questions. Let's give him the answers. And
some white man try to rob me. Suck.
All right, there's no question pending.
Ain't funny. You should be disgusted. You represent everything that's terrible about our whole community, man. And I'm gonna make sure the world knows
off the record for a second?
Like
No, we cannot.
I want the people to know how disgusted I am.
Okay.
I'm human, bro. I get people like this try to rob me every day with a straight face. And they don't care about the culture. They only care about themselves.
I'm asking a question.
I'm just
my mistake.
Oh, your mistake. So she was not present?
Nah, not her. No. I just said my mistake. I ain't saying it again.
Do you frequently make mistakes, Mr.
Always.
Dash?
I make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. I'm human. Silly. That's not going to go anywhere in court.
Do you make mistakes? I just got him there. He made a mistake.
He's a clown.
Yeah, we're gonna get him on a technicality. He won't be able to come because of a warrant, so I'll do it in New York.
And now I'm right in front of you, sweating like a clown. Scared. Look at you all mumbly. Look at you jittery. Look at you jittery.
Dan, please.
We got it.
Please.
We got it.
Okay.
You said it already.
Let's
you know
go.
what happens? My triggers are when you ask me a question more than once. So if you tell me something more than once, that's when I'm interrupting. Really, that's what's happening.
So allow me to
wait,
object.
stop. Let me just say something. The only time I'm interrupting him is when he asks me a question more than once. So when he asks me the same question, that's when I stop him. You get the first question. So,
We're
Hello?
still on the record.
Sorry.
Bro, this is during, I don't understand, bro, and we about to end this quick. He answered the phone during a deposition and walked off. Yo, this a legal deposition, bro. What his lawyer is taking the time out. He's paying this lawyer also to be there.
A boss. He's a boss of another magnitude, of another realm.
hey, he do give me boss order though. Like if you, that's another thing. If you're not in there, and you know can't handle your business, he gonna frazzle you. You know.
Definitely gonna hit you with a, he can throw you off balance. You know, with his tactics for sure.
Yeah. Oh man, bro. But yeah, man. That's that's Dame for you. You know this face right here. This face is coming. Y'all remember this face, Dame Dash.
He gonna go to New York, bro. Run them streets. He gonna catch you.
Dame in debt. Dame, delusional Dame. Goddamn Dame.
And then that delusional Dame.
Yeah, man. You know, we gonna what you got to say in closing, man, you know.
Bro, in closing, man, be careful, be careful the bridges you burn, because you're bound to miss a few times, you know. So
yeah.
Be careful the bridges you burn. You never know. You may have to cross back again and find another way. So be careful, relationships.
Yeah, man. I'll say the same. You know, Dame will be all right. You know, he got paper. You know, he's not like just flat broke, y'all. You know, he's got paper, but he's ruined a lot of relationships. So people not really looking to help him out. He talks about his ex is talking about, he's borrowing money, blah, blah, blah. Jay-Z probably will look after him if he wasn't in this situation where he feel like Dame did him dirty and now he needs help, you know.
And he mentioned Jay with that R. Kelly stuff. He'll never get no help from Jay-Z. Yeah,
right.
He won't help him.
That's a good point, bro.
Once he mentioned me with that, you did. It was over.
Once you hit him with the R. Kelly, you're dead. You're dead now.
Yeah.
And he brought up something with Beyonce too.
Said she was young, And that's snitching, man. Even though if it's not saying I condone that in any shape, form, or manner, but still, bro, all these years, bro. This what had you hot. This what you was really mad about. Come on, man. Come on, Dad.
Yeah.
Who you fooling?
I'm gonna say this, man. And we gonna close out. You can't hit real quick. You can't really, when it comes to other people's situations, experiences, right, and people's obstacles, it's very hard for anybody, bro, any one person to cover that. Life gonna have to do it. Like you see people 31 years old, 40 years old, looking for people just to bail them out. It could happen when it comes to money, but what other variables are you looking at outside of that? I know it sounds like abstract right now, but there are real people I know from my experience who have had money and it was not enough. So something's missing where their circumstances matter. And at the end of the day, if you arguing with somebody that's 50 years old, you arguing with them, bro, leave it alone, man. You're not gonna help them. You're not gonna help them. You could possibly give them a word at the moment. You can hit him with a couple gut checks, boom, boom, boom. You're not solving his issue. Life gonna have to solve his issue. Life can solve a lot more things in 3 days than you can in 3 years. I'm just keeping it in being. I've seen it, professionally and personally. And that's God, that's the universe, whatever you believe in, man. God, in the universe working together, if you ask me. So nobody gets past life, period. You know. So we gonna end it there, man. I'm about to go grab me something to eat. Please, for everybody we appreciate everybody who tuned in, like the video, comment, subscribe. And we more than likely probably gonna be back again. This felt good, bro. My apologies. You know, I sent you the link late. You know, and I got into it. You know, it got good. He called me FaceTime me. He like, bro, what you owe? What you owe? My fault, bro.
I'm trying, getting people 15 minutes a night, a quick 15.
Yeah. We gonna be on tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You had a couple numbers. I sent the live to the wrong number, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's on me. My apologies.
No,
you know. So we'll be back tomorrow, man, 6 p.m. You know, as always, as we always do in the simulation, provide a demonstration to the higher power showing who you are. Only then do you soar across the pages of life. Until next time, please levitate.